Hey, welcome back to the Smoke Shack. This is Steve, and today I'm bringing you a review on the Perdomo 30th Anniversary Maduro. This band really pops on this cigar. Really like the look of it. As far as the construction goes here, the cigar, well, before the construction, this is a 5x54 Robusto, and then the construction here, it goes Nicaraguan Maduro wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and Nicaraguan fillers for this cigar. As far as the presentation score goes here, I have this thing listed as a 10 out of 10. I have the box here as well. It's a great looking box. Black on the sides, very good looking hinges on the back here. This thing seals phenomenally. I mean, I don't know if you could tell there, but man, you can really use this thing as a humidor. Really fantastic seal there, but just great look on the inside as well. I really like the presentation here from the Perdomos. 10 out of 10, obviously. As I said, construction wise, this cigar looks phenomenal as well. The roll here, extremely even. The spring, really nice and firm there. The double cap on top is done to perfection. This cigar looks fantastic. A 10 out of 10 here on the construction. The color as well. Very vibrant color here on the toe. The only knock here that I have is that the wrapper does have some spottiness. Kind of looks like water spots there on the wrapper. A 9 out of 10 here for the color. Very good score there. And then this Vitola, the 5x54. This is my favorite Robusto Vitola. I have this thing ranked as a 10 out of 10 for that Vitola. So this thing is going to rank very high or score very high. Have it as a 1.97 for the craftsmanship score, which is a very high craftsmanship score there for this cigar. Gonna go ahead and cut it open. Got the flat cut today. Dry draw is just a tiny bit loose and very barnyard heavy, maybe even a dry raisin in there. Yeah, a little bit of that raisin and barnyard as well. Gonna go ahead and light it up. Good amount of coffee, espresso, and some baking spices to start here. Very rich in flavor, very tasteful. Gonna go ahead and smoke it down towards the end of the first third and then catch you back up with my thoughts. Bringing you back in here for the first third of the cigar. Flavor profile here is chocolate, espresso, cedar, and some baking spice. That chocolate and the espresso together is very much like a mocha here. It's phenomenal. Very rich in flavor as well. I actually got the intensity rated as an 8 out of 10 here for this cigar. So very rich in flavor. Enjoyability, I have as a 10 out of 10. I really like these flavors and I like how strong I'm getting them. Complexity here, I really enjoy the balance of this cigar. Very well balanced as far as the flavor notes. An 8 out of 10 here with only 4 flavor notes. That's the only thing that's knocking it here in the complexity. The finish, a 9 out of 10. Very rich there on the finish, just not as long as I would like, but still very long in length. The draw here, 9 out of 10. It's just slightly loose here for me. Consistency or our char line, it is an 8 out of 10. It is just slightly wavy there. Combustion is a 9 out of 10 as it's burning pretty good here, just a little bit quick. Maybe that's because of the looser draw. As far as the ash structure goes, I have that rated as an 8 out of 10. Looks pretty solid here, just a slight amount of flakiness. The ash color, however, I have that rated as a 5 out of 10. As you can see, it is it's got a lot of changes there, not a whole lot of consistency as far as the color is concerned. The smoking assessment here, the resting smoke, we have a 10 out of 10. It is just coming off of the top of the hue here, and it is coming off really nicely. Nice blue smoke. Actually, there is a subtle amount of gray in there now that I've got the light on it, so we'll put that down to a 9 out of 10 instead of the 10 out of 10. Otherwise, very, very good resting smoke there. Drawing smoke, I've got a 9 out of 10 here for the cigar. Mouthfeel, a 10 out of 10. It is fully encompassing my mouth, very smooth, and then the flavor is getting everywhere as well. Temperature here, 10 out of 10. Very, very cool here in the first third. And then the aroma in the room, an 8 out of 10. Giving the first third score a 9.00 even. That is a fantastic score for the opening third of this cigar. Gonna go ahead and smoke it down, get it towards the end of the second third, and then catch you up with my thoughts. Bringing it back in for the second third of this cigar, the flavor profile doesn't change up a whole lot here, but does add some cream in here. So chocolate, espresso, cedar, cream, and baking spices. It is still very, very rich. Now really, really robust and very well balanced here. Intensity, or the richness of flavor here, still at an 8 out of 10. Enjoyability still at a 10 out of 10. I'm really loving this cigar. I'm really loving the flavors that we're getting out of it. Complexity, a 10 out of 10. 5 flavors, and they're extremely well balanced. It's phenomenal here. The finish here, still a 9 out of 10. Very rich, more of like a chocolatey cream here on the finish now, but not as long as you would like. The draw, still a 9 out of 10. It's just slightly loose there on the draw. The consistency, or our char line here, does get a little bit better in this third, a 9 out of 10 here. As well as the combustion, it is a 9 out of 10. That ash structure that you see here, I got this thing rated as a 7 out of 10. It's slightly flaky, but all in all, pretty solid together. The ash color is a 4 out of 10. Very, very discolored throughout. Not a whole lot of consistency there in that ash color. Resting smoke still have as a 9 out of 10. Drawing smoke, getting very, very nice puffs of smoke now. So 10 out of 10 there for the drawing smoke. Mouthfeel, a 9 out of 10. Just not getting as much on the sides of my mouth as I would like. Temperature here, still a 10 out of 10. Very, very cool. Very cool up to the touch of the char line. The aroma in the room here, and how quickly or how long it's staying, an 8 out of 10 here for the aroma. There is a nice aroma here. It's not staying all around a whole, or really that long. For the score here for this second third, I have this thing rated as a 9.30 for the second third. So trending upward and trending really, really well right now as far as the score is concerned. Gonna smoke this down into the final third. If this thing persists, it's gonna be a very, very nice score here at the end of this. Bringing it back in for the final third of this cigar. Flavor profile doesn't change up a whole lot here. Does add red pepper and some earthy tones here. Still that chocolate and espresso heavily here, and some cedar as well. Still very, very robust. Very, very intense in flavor, or rich in flavor. I got the richness or the intensity score here as a 9 out of 10, so it does peak up here in the final third. 9 out of 10 for enjoyability. I only knock it here because it's been rather linear throughout, that chocolate and espresso being the main tones throughout the whole cigar. Not that they aren't rich and not that they aren't enjoyable, just they were kind of the similar throughout, so just have to knock it here in the final third. 9 out of 10 here on complexity. The red pepper is just a little bit too peppery here in the final third. Other than that, very, very well balanced and obviously very well rounded with 5 flavors here in the flavor profile. The draw here finally tightened back up. 10 out of 10 here for that draw. Consistency, or our char line, it's a 9 out of 10. Just slightly wavy there. Combustion as well as a 9 out of 10. Just burning a little bit fast. Ash structure is a 7 out of 10. Hasn't really improved much. And then the ash color, a 5 out of 10 here. Smoking assessment, nothing really has changed a whole lot besides the mouthfeel. It's an 8 out of 10 here. Just not feeling like the sides of the mouth are getting worked as hard as the tongue in the top or the roof of my mouth. Temperature as well, a 9 out of 10. Just a little bit hot here towards the end of the char line. Other than that, pulling very nice cool smoke still through it. a 9, or the aroma, I had that as an 8 out of 10. Got this final third scored as a 9.12 for this cigar. As far as the strength goes here on the cigar, I have this thing rated as a 7 out of 10. It's probably like a 6.7. So rounding up here to that 7 out of 10. It's rather strong in strength here. Obviously very, very rich in flavor. Punches just slightly above that strength rating and does it throughout the whole cigar. Cigar probably starts off more of a medium, ends here on a medium to full-bodied, or that 7 out of 10 score. As far as the thirds, we'd run them through. The first third had that scored as a 9.00. That was our lowest score out of all the thirds. It stays rather consistent with the increase in the second third to a 9.30. And then the final third just drops down just a bit to a 9.12. Very consistent there in that lower nines. Very enjoyable as well. Have this thing scoring as a final score of 9.12. These things MSRP for about $12.50 a stick, giving our price per point score a 1.37 for these cigars. Really a fantastic price score for a cigar that's scoring in the 9s here for us. These got to be a must buy. I did buy a box of these. I had one. I really enjoyed them. I've been smoking them. I'm almost out of the box. I only bought them a couple weeks ago. They're a very, very enjoyable cigar here. I really enjoy the Maduro wrapper on here. It's a lot more chocolatey, a lot more sweet than the sun-grown wrapper. Sun-grown wrapper is a little bit more peppery. So if you're looking for something more peppery, go for that sun-grown. If you're looking for something a little bit more sweet, chocolatey, go for this Maduro wrapper here for the 30th anniversary Perdomo cigar. If you like the review, drop a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment if you've had this Perdomo or any of the Perdomo 30th anniversary cigars. That would be the Connecticut, the sun-grown, or this here Maduro. We'll see you next time here on the Smoke Shack.